Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Raptor X here with Good Clean Gaming RX, and today we are back in Star Citizen for the first time since the 3.17 update, and since I've gotten my new computer. So we're going to go ahead and try some things out. There have been several changes since the 3.17 update, and so we're going to go over those a little bit. I'm going to try out some mining and see what I can do to do that. And yeah, otherwise just see what we can get up to, and just relish the much enhanced performance of the new computer. I'm now having memory being filled up instead of my CPU. But I've been able to get steady frame rates. Go ahead, we'll just pull this up here. There we go. R_display info 1. There we go. Just so that we can get a frame rate monitor up there in the top right. And as you can see, I'm getting 118 frames per second. I'm going to go ahead and pull out my Prospector here. And we're going to go over some of the changes with mining.
Please visit us again.
And some of the changes that I've made to my mining since 3.17. It feels to me like they have made Quantanium a little bit more volatile, and it bounces around a lot more. As far as the charge level when you're mining, and so that makes it a little bit more challenging as far as getting that to work. So I've gone ahead and swapped out my helix. Oh goodness, there we go. Forgot, I've not got my helmet on, so I'm going to go ahead and put that on. There we go. Very good. Alright, I really should, next time I'm here, get myself a med pen, because I'm at 61% health. And that's not going to fix itself until I take some medicine to fix that up. So we're going to go ahead and do some mining. I am at the Arc L1 mining station, or space station. And so I'm going to go ahead and head out into the Iron Halo, which is my favorite spot to mine. There we go. And we'll see what we can do to do something interesting there. I'm going to go ahead and repair and refuel my Quantanium. At least I've got plenty of hydrogen, but I don't want to get left. I don't want to get left without the stuff that I need as far as getting back. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll spool up the quantum drive here. And I'm going to set my marker to crew L5. There we go. We'll go ahead and set right here. And I'm not actually flying all the way there. We're going to drop out in the Iron Halo, which is somewhere in here, I believe. It's not really showing up on the map now for some reason. It's about 40 million kilometers or so from crew L5. So I'm going to go ahead and take off here. And we've got a Vanguard over there. So we'll just kind of sneak in under here so you can't see us quite as easily. And we'll go ahead and head out this way. So a couple of the changes that have happened in 3.17. We can now sell all of the loot that you can get while doing bunkers. So when you're popping down into a bunker and going through, there are now several different storage crates that you can get into and get the various different loot items out there. Hadonite, I believe, is also Hadonite, Aphorite, and Dolomite, I believe, are the 3 different gemstones. Those have all been, I believe, increased in value. So they're a little bit more valuable to find those in the bunkers and sell them when you get back to the station. They've also made it so that all of the loot, like I said, that you find in those bunkers, the weapons, the armor, the various different things you can find in the loot crates, those can all be sold. Some of them are more valuable than others, of course, and if you're going to sell those items, you need to sell them to their respective shops. So, for instance, if you're going to sell armor, it needs to go to an armor shop. If you're going to sell weapons, it's got to go to a weapons shop to get the most value out of it, and so on and so forth. Ship components can now be purchased and stored and moved around in ship inventories, so you're no longer limited to purchasing an item and locking it onto the ship that it belongs on, which has made a big difference for me, because it means that I don't have to fly my slow and clunky Prospector around to find and move around the various different things that I need. I can just take my Cutlass Black, which is significantly faster, and use that for flying around and gathering up all the different tools, weapons, and all that kind of stuff that I need. Just putting those back. Now, the ship weapons, of course, are only transportable in a ship that is large enough to carry them, because there is some size to the weapons, and so you're going to have to keep that in mind. Some like size 3 weapons, I believe, will not fit inside of a Cutlass Black, but the size 2 will. So you can take a size 2 and a size 1 with a Cutlass Black and transport those. Quantanium, 3.51%. So we've got a little bit here. I'm going to continue scanning because that's not really high enough for me to bother doing something like that. And I'm also going to bring down my scan radius here a little bit, so that we're working with only the stuff that's kind of in front of us. There we go, 90%, 90 degrees. Should be seeing another rock pop up here. Scanning seems to be, I'm not sure if it's broken or if it was intended to be this way, but scanning seems to have changed a little bit. So you now can scan at range, but a little bit of that, it's changed a little bit. There's kind of like 2-stage scanning now. There we go, so that's just corundum. There is 35%, but I don't think that's really a particularly valuable one, so I'm not going to bother looking at that one. We're going to head over here and see if we can find this one that's, there we go, 5,000 out or so, and hopefully we can scan this down and mine something from here. Let's see here, what other changes? They've disconnected space stations and planetary inventories. So instead of just being able to store your stuff in the planetary inventory, oh yeah, no need to go for that one. Instead of being able to store stuff in planetary inventory or space station inventory and be able to access it in the opposite one, you now have to actually fly and move all of that stuff around if you need to get it. So that means, like, when you pick your initial spawn point, keep in mind that if you set your spawn point, there we go, there it is. If you set your spawn point to be like on a planet, well, you have to set it to a planet to start out with. There's going to be a significant chance, and nothing there worth grabbing. Well, actually, not a significant chance. You're going to have to transport stuff from that planetary location up to the space station if you want to be able to use any of it there. Same goes for when you're trading something. You can't drop your ship off at the station and then take a smaller and faster ship. Ooh, there's 2 of them here. Good chance that we'll have some good Quantanium here, perhaps. But you won't be able to drop off your larger ship at the station and then resistance 1.92, no titanium there. Oh, not titanium, Quantanium. Let's check this one, but I think this one's probably going to be the same. Yes, nothing there. So we'll keep scanning. Let's see here. What else has changed that was kind of a bigger deal? Let's go ahead. Jump a little bit here and see. Well, maybe we've kind of stumbled on an empty patch out ahead here. We'll go ahead and crank up the old quantum jump, quantum drive, and see if we can go a little bit closer. Go. And we'll just try and see if there's anything in this area here. Go ahead and turn that back out to 360. There we go. Several of them in this direction. So we'll go ahead and go this way. Let's see here. What other big changes? Health. And your food and hunger, thirst, all that kind of stuff persists across play sessions now. So as you can see, I started the game, if you remember, I started this session with about 81% health. I now have about 61% health. That's going to persist. So next time I log out and log back in, I'll still be at 61% health. Which means making sure that you heal yourself and eat and drink regularly is going to be important, because it's not just going to fix itself when you log back in. Let's see if we can scan this down here quickly. See, no, too far away. Oopsie. No, still too far to scan. Oop. We don't want to smack into that one. That'd be a catastrophic finish to our night. Stability is only 1.8, so there's a good chance that this is not Quantanium. Not really a whole lot of luck with this so far. Let's see here. What other big changes? They've added a river to Microtech, just to prove out river technology, which is proof of concept at this point. But is going to be expanded out in the future, and will be able to be used for roads and for various other surface features like that in the future. They've added clouds to the planet Hurston. Ooh, this one looks like it could be a big one. Instability, Quantanium, 7.48%. Okay, so that's worth our giving that one a shot. I'm going to go ahead and check this one as well, and just see whether there's 7.9, Quantanium, 24%. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we'll give this one a shot here. I'm going to swap over to mining mode, And I've got on my ship here the Lancet mining laser, which is a little bit has a little bit of a bonus as far as stability goes, and so that's going to help it to. Engines on. There we go. Yep, we definitely do want that. I'm going to go ahead and get out of my seat here because they've added mining gadgets. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to access my local inventory here, which has got this. There we go. Got this mining gadget, and we're going to go ahead and pop outside here. This is the Okunis mining gadget, which allows us to have a little bit better stability, as well as, I believe, improved power generation. So that place. There we go. So we'll go ahead and we'll place this on the rock. There we go. Alright, perfect. And so it's going to go ahead and do its little scan thing here. And then we're going to go ahead and try and mess with a couple of things here. So that we can get this waveform a little bit closer to how we're looking. We're going to go ahead and leave it about right like that for that one. And we're going to change this like that. We're going to change our propagation. There we go. That's just about perfect there. There we go, 53. Let's go ahead and see if we can change that a little bit. Each of this is kind of there we go. Now we're getting somewhere. 83%, 82. There we go. That's really pretty decent. I'm going to go ahead and fool around with this one a little bit and just see if we can tweak that any more. There we go, 90%, 85, 82. Let's go ahead and 90%, perfect. We're going to go ahead and activate that. So our device is active, and that's applying those changes to the rock now. So we'll go ahead and pop back into our ship here, and we'll give this mining a crack. There we go, perfect. So we're going to be careful not to damage our little mining device there, because as long as we don't overcharge the rock and we don't damage the device itself, we can actually use that one again, and actually use the use that. Ooh, goodness. This one may be a little bit too much for us to crack with this Helix module, or with the Helix mining head. Although, if we're patient, we may very well be able to do it. Here we go, there we go. Starting to climb just a little bit. I'm just going to hit G here to enable gimbal mode, and just kind of play this over the rock surface a little bit. And see if I can convince it to climb a little bit more. Come on, little guy. A little bit more. There we go. That's showing a little bit of progress there. Oops. Go ahead and see if we can just edge this one up a little bit. There we go, it's coming along. If I had a surge module with me, I'd be able to get this one up a little bit faster by just hitting that surge button. But I don't have that one with me because it's at a different station. And I wasn't initially planning on doing a Star Citizen video today, but unfortunately I couldn't get into Eco. There was an update, and it kind of locked me out. I wasn't able to get into the server that I play on, and so I'm happy, of course, to do Star Citizen and to try and give this rock a crack. So we're actually getting up a little bit closer now. It's taking a little bit of time, but with a little bit of patience, we're actually getting pretty close now. I'm going to try and find a good vein spot here to try and get a good crack on this, so that we've got the maximum amount of Quantanium, or well, rather not Quantanium, but separation, so that we actually get bring the power down just a little bit here, because we're starting to get into the, there we go, perfect. Okay, so, and my little mining device has popped off there, and it's going to have this little blinking animation. So I'm going to go ahead and pop out of here, and we'll go and grab that little mining device and retrieve that, so that we can use that one again, because that one cost $23,000, I think it was, or 23,000 Alpha UEC. So more than worth it to pop back outside and grab one of those. And because we're out here in the Halo, I'm really not worried about anyone coming along and trying to kill me while I'm out here grabbing this. If I was doing this, oops, where'd you go? Should be a little blinky thing. Oh, come on. Don't tell me you're stuck inside the rock now. It's not showing up. Ooh, is that? No, that's not it either. It's here somewhere. If I can find it. No luck. Well, we may have to write that one off then, and just see if we can find it afterwards, or perhaps it'll crack out of that rock when we get it open. So we'll go ahead and pop back inside here. That is one of the problems, is sometimes a little mining gadget will disappear on you. And you can't get into your seat. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and we'll pull out our mining mode again. There we go, very good. This one is entirely made up of barrel, it looks like, and inert materials. So we'll crack this one again, just so that we can try and get our mining module back out of there. Hopefully that'll work. And we'll be able to get that back out, because I really don't want to lose that. Really don't want to lose that 20-something thousand that I put into purchasing the thing. However, if we can get the Quantanium out of here, it'll more than cover that. we go. I'm just going to keep the power down so that we don't get this overcharged, because if you do overcharge the rock, it can destroy, and probably will destroy, the mining module. So we're just going to try and keep that power low and get a good crack on this. There we go, and perfect! There's our little mining device. So I'm going to go ahead and get in here as close as I can, and we'll get out of here, and we'll go grab that little sucker so that we don't lose that. Because there's nothing better than getting a full load of Quantanium, except for getting a full load of Quantanium and getting to keep your little mining module. There it is, perfect. So we'll go ahead and grab this. There we go, perfect. And we'll go ahead and pop back inside. There we go. Alright, perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and hit I to access my inventory. And we'll pop that back into the ship inventory. There we go, perfect. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and focus on the real part of this and crack the rest of these rocks. I'm going to go ahead and set up my quantum route back to Arc 1. So that I know that I can get that. That one's 100% inert material there, so we're not going to bother with that one. We've got 100% inert there as well, and 100% inert right there as well. This one, I'm going to scan this one because it looks like this one's going to have some Quantanium in it, perhaps? No, that one doesn't either. Borace, 32%, so we'll crack that one as well. And try and get the Quantanium out of that one. Well, there's no Quantanium, but we'll get the valuables out of that one. That one's got barrel. There should be some Quantanium. There we go. This one's got to have some. There we go. 34% Quantanium. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll crack this one. There we go. And we'll go ahead and just ease up on the power here. So that we get that climbing up into position, but not get too carried away here. And I'm going to go power max to shields. There we go. Because we want to be careful and not get too carried away. But if the worst happens, there we go. So we're just edging on the green zone here. We can increase power just a tad. And just kind of play with this one here. Right about 20. Oh. That was a little too much. 21%, 22% or so. Whoop. No, we've lost that one. This power back up here. Good stable region. There we go. That's not quite it. Yeah. Now we're getting too carried away. Come on. Okay, we're going to edge in a little closer here. hopefully have a little bit greater degree of control. Bring that down. There we go. Perfect. There's a good break. Alright, we'll go ahead and scan these out. Borace, 94%, and a little bit of Quantanium, so we'll definitely get that one. That one's 52% Quantanium, 36 barrel, and Borace, so we'll definitely get that one. That one doesn't have any inert material in it either. That one's got barrel, Quantanium, and a little bit of inert, 29%, so we'll get that one probably last. That one's got 60% Quantanium and 39% Borace, so we'll get that one as well. (39% Quantanium, 33%, sorry, and 66% inert material. So we're going to save those. We're going to check and see whether we've got anything worth getting in here. That's mostly inert material, so we're not even going to bother cracking that one. And we're going to check this one. That one's got some barrel and some Borace. We'll go ahead and crack this one, just in case we can get a good crack and separate this out into its constituent parts. But if we don't get a good crack on it, we're not too worried. We'll just leave the remnants. Get a little bit too high there. There we go. That's just perfect there. We just want to keep that right in the optimal zone. Put power right into there. Crank up the power just a little bit here. There we go. Very good. And we'll scan these out and see whether there's any benefit in picking those up. 91% inert. No point. That one's got 15% barrel. Not really any point in grabbing that one either. And that one's got 18% Borace. So perhaps if we've got space still in the hole after we've got Borace, we'll go ahead and crack this one as well, because I know the Borace is a little bit valuable. We'll go ahead and just pour the power into this one to get it up into range. And then bring it back down. There we go. Just going to play it along this seam here. Now I've got two filter modules which reduce inert material by 20% apiece, which does stack, or at least it did in 316. So we'll verify that here as well. Perfect, we've got another good crack there. We'll see what we've got here. 46% Borace and a little bit of barrel. And that one's probably going to be about the same. 13% Borace, mostly inert. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and this one, what have we got? Ooh, more Quantanium. We just about left that one behind. Let's go. Ooh, 100% Quantanium. Perfect. Let's go ahead and get nice and close on this one, so that we can have expert control. And we'll just kind of work nicely and gently on this one, because this one's going to have pretty high instability. We don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves and end up blowing up the rock, because there's a lot of good Quantanium in there. And especially being that low on the scale. Oop, there we go. Knocking on the door right there. We're going to go ahead and bring the power down. And we'll just kind of play with this one a little bit. Oop. And we're just going to roll backwards and forwards here a little bit. Oop. There we go. Oh, right on the door. Come on. Oh.
Warning, power critical.
There we go. That's a good break as well. Alright. So I'm going to say you obviously can't see the mouse here when I'm doing this, but I'm just kind of rolling backwards and forwards in that green zone. As soon as we get a little bit high, we roll back on the power, and as soon as we get a little low, we pour a little bit more juice into it to just try and balance that out. Okay, so that's got everything cracked now. We've got a full crack on this, except for that one, because we're not worried about that. There's nothing really particularly valuable in there. We're going to go ahead and start sucking up the Quantanium here, and this should be showing up here momentarily that we've got volatile cargo on board. But we do have pure Quantanium at this point. 5 SCUs. This is going to be a pretty good haul. That one's the Borace one. We want to get the Quantanium ones. There we go. Perfect. We'll grab that. That's 100% Quant. 10 SCUs. That's see, out of 32, not quite 15. There we go. Current stability 97%. We've got 14 minutes and a half until we hit until we hit volatile cargo. Until it blows up. We'll keep, yeah, that's 100% inert. We're just going to try and scan around here. There we go, so that we get the most out of our Quantanium. And then we'll just kind of pick and choose. There we go. That's over half of the hold is Quantanium. That's all inert. We're not going to bother with that one. That one's barrel. Let's go ahead and grab this one. Actually, let's check and make sure. Inert, Borace. Okay. Yep. We'll go ahead and grab this one. That's going to put some inert material into the hold there. But we're getting a decent amount of Quantanium with this as well. There we go, 52% Quantanium. We'll go ahead and grab that also. That's going to bring us up past 20. There we go. That one's got mostly Borace, but some Quantanium. I think these are all inert down here. Yeah, yep, so those are all inert materials. And Borace, I'm going to go ahead and grab that as well, because it's got a little bit of Quantanium, and I can sell the Borace, or at least use that for financing my the refining, essentially, is what I'm doing. Let's see here, what have we got there? Borace, mostly inert. We're not going to bother with that one. There we go, a little bit of Quantanium there. We'll go ahead and grab that as well. And that should just about get our hold full. 31.57. Barrel. Inert. Let's see, is there anything else down here? Mostly borace. We'll go with that. And there we go. Cargo hold is full. And we got a very good amount of Quantanium there. I think that was close to 20 SCUs. So we're looking at about 2,000 units? No. So yeah, should be over 2,000 units of Quantanium, each of which sell for 88 Alpha UEC a piece. So we should be getting some very good return on that once that one is refined. So yeah, a little bit more challenging with the Quantanium mining with 317. The stability is a little bit more of an issue. It's definitely got jumps around a little bit more, so you've got to take your time, slow down. I would definitely recommend the Lancet head versus the Helix. And you might want to fit for gaining a little bit more power. The Surge module is definitely a good fit for that, because it will allow you to jump right up into the green zone. Except for on that one that was 100% Quantanium. You want to go slow on that one and just do that one manually, because that would have jumped right into the red zone. So we'd just leave that one and do that one naturally. But yeah, I'm looking forward to doing some more Star Citizen videos as I get the chance to, and we'll see what we can do here in the future. So I'm just going to go ahead and we'll pop into to Arc L1 here and get this stuff set on the refiner, and then that's going to be the end of today's video. I've gone a little bit over my 30 minutes here, so we're going to pause this quickly until we get down to the refinery. Okay, so we are down at the refinery. Go ahead and pop over to our to the refinery station and see exactly what we'll be getting out of all this. There were over 20 SCUs of Quantanium, so we should be getting quite a good amount here.
Hi, good to have you back. See anything you like?
Alright, so we're going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to choose the Prospector and start a work order. I'm going to go ahead and refine everything here, and I'm going to choose the Dinic solventation because that's got the very low speed, low cost and high yield. Actually, let me go with Ferron Exchange. I don't mind the little bit of extra cost. So this is going to cost me 9,000 and change to get that finished. I'll get 2,037 Quantanium, and it'll take 12 hours and 15 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and confirm that. And if we do the math on that, then 2,300, 2,038. Pull up our calculator here one moment. Okay, and so as we can see here, 2,038 units times 88 apiece will make a cool 180,000 there. Alright, well, that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you all for watching. Take care, and I will see you all in the next video. Ta-ta.